might stand out to them more than anything because I'm different, but I'm a different, like it's just I behave differently, or I like
Make different choices.
what are you doing on Saturday night? I'm going to church.
Yep.
Like those, like little things don't necessarily make people Christians, but they kind of just pose a thought of, okay, that's different.
I was going to ask you, Jairus, though, like the running thing has been a big part of your life. You and I train at the same gym.
Oh, here we go.
We live athletically.
Oh my God.
I'm going to tell everyone at the gym that you're on a podcast with me.
Okay.
That'd be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, Justin, should be careful what I say next. Justin will listen to it, surely.
Oh, sure. If you send it to him, you probably will. But more about like, why did you do first of all, you got your running coach going, hey, here's a program, like get out of the house.
Yeah.
But then why did it become such a big thing for you? Like you said, it was like,
Because,
so
it
was almost like a meditative thing. It's almost
Yeah.
sounds like helps you not worry about some of the stuff you're worrying about.
yeah, and so like I wrote, and even for the HSC for English, we had to write a creative piece, and I was very, like immediately I was like, I've got a story, and running is the center of that story that, like, yes, with God and stuff changed my life, but I started running 4 years ago and just fell in love with it because it was clarity and like the calmness of just the dopamine hit of you start and everything just seems to disappear for that 35 minutes that you might be jogging. It's like that feeling of freedom while you run is something that I don't think I can ever find anywhere else. And so I just fell in love with the feeling of that freedom of there is nothing I need to worry about except for getting hit by a car. Which I found Woronora Cemetery is a 3K loop on a road that you can just get lost in because it's just freedom of one foot in front of the other, whether you're listening to music or just listening to your footsteps. It's like it's a rhythm that you can just get lost in, and that was kind of for the English piece, like the motif of it was a rhythm found rather than forged.
Sounds like Jairus did all right on his English.
And so
We'll see.
like it was, we'll find out.
Not exactly journeys or belonging.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like this just like freedom that I found in running that I didn't think I would ever find because I used to hate running and I was only running to stay fit for footy, but that realisation of I was never going to make it as an AFL player, so let's just park that dream.
Ship the dream off.
Yeah, and then found a love for a new sport that I got half decent at and is something that I still do today and love doing because it's a way of meditating, if you'd call it a meditation, or a way of just finding hope and freedom within chaos that the world can often throw at you, and it just gives you an opportunity to gather your thoughts and be alone in a
it's like alone in a helpful way.
Rather than a struggle. It's I don't know, it's another thing that like I don't know how my life would be if I didn't start running.
Do you run it every day?
Oh well, I'm on not every day because I've got to have a rest day, but
6 days.
Rest day,
6 days.
6 days a week. Decent volume.
Go on, tell us.
80 Ks
Across a week?
across a week.
Or per day?
No, per day.
Just doing a
So that's what-
light ultra.
like
every
Doing a
every
double
day.
marathon.
500 Ks a week, is that what that works out to be? No, it's like 80 Ks a week. Like it's just freedom.
What's your favourite run you've ever done, you think? Like you just look back and you're like, that was my favourite route.
My long run route, I I enjoy. So like I start at home and I finish at Cronulla. And so I'll run from my home to Sylvania Waters Athletics Track.
Yeah.
And then once you get there, it's kind of that bike path that goes along Solander. Out at Shark Parkway along there, because it's just flat and a straight line.
It is.
Like beautiful.
It's nice there, yeah.
Beautiful views of the Solander Bay or Woolooware Bay.
And the mangroves.
In the breakup of the mangroves, and then out there to Cronulla, and it's like 20 Ks.
Right.
And it's just on that run, you're tested to like and stop, but I'm finishing there. So it's not like it's a loop and I can just, I'm 5 minutes from home. It's like, no, I've started and I'm going to finish there, and Dad will pick me up and we'll swim at Cronulla. And so it's that, like, you got to keep going because otherwise it's a long afternoon. And just a hassle for Dad to pick me up in the middle of the mangroves or wherever it might be. Yeah, so that's probably my favourite route.
Is it also the fact that you enjoy, like, you found something you want to push yourself in? As well?
And
so like the reward of that.
I enjoy the process.
Yep.
And I'm very, like, I love structure. And so even I found studying was like, if I'm just in a routine, I can live life with no drama. So it'll be interesting to see how I cope the next little bit with no school and no study and all of that removed.
Yep.
Because I just love a routine of Tuesday, wake up, go to the gym, go to school, go home, study, go to training, go to bed, wake up Wednesday, do it again. Like it's that sort of just got a plan, got a system. I don't like messing with the system. Is something that I enjoy, and I enjoy making the plan and
being disciplined.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And the discipline of then in 12 weeks' time, I might run a race and run really fast and go, well, that's because of the last 4 months of training and hard work, which I love. Like I probably love the training more than the racing, just because like you're pushing yourself every day to do better, and it's enjoyable and it provides clarity and all the other things that running provides. Yes, you do it to a level that you're hurting and some days don't want to do it anymore, but it's like really it's doing more good than bad. And so that's something that I've found has helped in the chaos of life, and the chaos of the unknown, and just
creating some knowns for yourself.
Yeah,
Right. What's your event though? Is it steeplechase, isn't it?
No, I've axed that. It's too hard now.
Okay.
3,000 metre steeplechase. We'll never do that event.
Why?
91 centimetre barrier.
Yeah.
Like it's not a hurdle. It doesn't fall down. It's like if you hit
if you run into it.
It's like if you fall, you're in trouble. Like that barrier will stay there.
You will not. You'll go around it.
You'll go on the floor and then have people on top of you.
It's an odd event, isn't it?
Yeah. So
just
I went
run
to
3Ks and we'll put a couple of jumps and water splashes in it.
Yeah. So it was 2K when I went to nationals in 2024, and that was another one of those kind of not God answer your prayer moments, but because that was me, I did that. But it being in Adelaide, and having Grandpa there watch me and have
that's cool.
Grandma not there was hard, but like I knew she was watching, and I knew that like Grandpa being there, like when I finished like 20th or something. Like I wasn't.
Oh, just, what a disappointment!
Like I wasn't winning a medal or.
Yeah, but you're 20th at the national championships, bro. That's
like
good.
it was. I was proud, but it was like seeing my grandpa in tears when I crossed the line, because like he's watched me do it, but also watched me struggle for so long. And like in lockdown, him and I would FaceTime every day, and so I'd argue that I'm his favourite grandchild. And so like, just he knew the struggle and he couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. And then to watch God work in my life, and he was there when I got baptised, and that would have been the year before nationals. So
I think I had a
Nationals
chat to him at Easter when
Yeah.
he came. Yeah.
And so he watched God work in my life and was there when I got baptized, and then was there when I ran at the highest level you can in Australia, and was like, right, God's got him, and
That's cool.
like we suffered, but in the end it was okay. And that was a cool, kind of a nice peace of mind moment of life's going to be good. I just got to trust that God's got me, and that he'll keep putting people and doing things in my life that will lead me to that. And umpiring, I probably, as much as that's also a bit of me and my decision, like the possibilities that with that who knows what I might have is probably more up to God than it's up to me. Like I'm going to work hard and do my best, but I don't think I'd ever fall in love with being an AFL boundary umpire.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Is that because you love running backwards?
Yeah. Like because I'm average at running forwards, I was like, you know what?
Oh,
Let's give this a go.
You're
I'm gonna run backwards.
I'm gonna
and
come
run really
first, run
fast.
backwards.
Yeah, like it was.
How did that opportunity come?
So I started umpiring, like, and most kids do it in most sports they participate in. Like you play and then there's someone there that's like the club soccer ref coordinator that's like, hey, do you want to come and umpire the under 8s? We'll pay you $6. I'd argue that umpiring AFL pays the best. Like it's $25 for an under 9s
What?
game
Wow.
for 45 minutes.
Think about how many clouds I could have bought at the canteen for that.
Clouds.
So
Well, that's what happens when you've got a federalised national body like
Yeah.
the AFL who controls everything from the top.
the AFL system in Sydney.
Top down management. That's
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
And so it
That's
was
right.
like under 12s. The club captain at the Bombers, who I was playing for, was an umpire, and
Is
he's
that Sutherland Bombers? Is that what
Miranda Bombers,
Miranda
in
Bombers.
Sutherland place. So
Yeah, see, AFL's weird, bro.
It is weird.
yeah, and like the Cronulla Sharks are in Tarrant Point. Like, although
Well, they originally
Cronulla,
played at Sutherland.
Sutherland.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like they do the whole, hey, who wants to come and umpire? And you kind of get told the tale of like, I've been umpiring for 6 years and I bought my first car, because it's like if you just save the umpiring money,
Just save up.
you can buy a car. And so kids are like, oh yeah, like that's cool. Like,
Invested in crypto.
Yeah.
mate, that's
That's the next.
if
that's the next
something you
venture.
could have told your younger Christian self. It's
Get
it's
into crypto early.
Get into crypto. It's like get into crypto early.
Lionel coin.
Yeah, the Lionel coin.
Oh yeah.
And so like they do the whole spiel on, does anyone want to come and umpire? And I was like, you know what? Let's give this a go. Like,
Yeah.
could be fun. And then, yeah, you just do the umpire training once a week on a Monday night. And how AFL's got it is it's in regions. So we're in the South region that kind of do the games in the South on the weekend. And so I did that for, this year would have been my 5th year. But last year, Josh, who was the guy that got me umpiring juniors, was like, hey, Jairus, you're a freak runner. Why don't you come to seniors and do boundary umpiring? And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I'll make it to the AFL as a boundary umpire, not as a field umpire, most likely. So let's just give this a go. And then, yeah, I'm not bad at that either. And so kept doing that this year. And yeah, did the Premier Division Grand Final, which is the highest men's grand final that there is in AFL Sydney, and got a few awards that kind of cemented that this year wasn't that bad. And probably in the chaos of the HSC, like doing the men's prelim final before the maths trial paper on the Tuesday was like, right, this gives me 3 hours just to run and be a part of a sport that I love and will always love, and kind of just forget about the HSC and school for 4 hours. And that I found was really helpful in the routine of the chaos and training on a Tuesday night. It was 3 hours a week that I could dedicate to running and to AFL, and then there wasn't this pressure of, oh, you've got to study for your maths exam or you've got to study for English, because it was like, well, no. Like, I've got the routine that I can enjoy this, and I can enjoy then Friday nights at youth and Saturday nights at late night. Like, I structured my weeks that I could prioritise those things because they brought me joy. And I found that was really helpful. As long as you can set it up early and actually, get an understanding of, right, this is what my weeks can look like if I stick to it, and then sticking to it, I found that, this year was probably more fun than stressful, because
That's great.
like, I can do the things that I love and not worry about the things that hang over your head, because like, I made time to make sure that I was studying for the exams or studying and doing homework. Like, it was just then life. And so that was probably, umpiring is a weird and a niche category. And it's like, we were talking before about niche university degrees.
You're pretty niche yourself.
Yeah, I think being an AFL umpire is probably in Sydney.
It's on brand with Jairus.
It's
on
a
brand
weird-
with the Jairus brand.
It's a weird thing to do, but
Yeah.
I love it. And so,
There's heaps of running in it though, right?
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's crazy, but they must have to do in proper AFL games, eh?
Yeah, so like,
Well, I mean, any AFL player has
Well-
to run so far.
well, look, I'd say being a boundary umpire is physically the hardest job on the AFL field, because you don't stop.
Right.
So like, after a goal's kicked, well, the players stop and the field umpires stop and they check that everyone. But it's my job to run the ball back,
Oh, is it?
and so
I
it's
didn't
like,
realise that. Back to the centre?
yeah. So it's like, I've got to run that ball back, and they don't wait for me. So it's like, I'll throw them the ball, get to my corner, stop for maybe half a second, and then the ball's up again. It's like, right,
Get on with it.
go again.
Wow.
Do you get to point?
Nah.
Oh.
Oh,
we
like
do a
when
bit
they
of-
when they
so
score.
We do a bit of like if I'm at the point post and the goal umpire is coming towards me because the ball's coming into my point, it's like you stand with your arm out and you just scream yours, and like that's their indication of like, right.
It's a behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's probably
Why do they do the flags? Is that to signal what
to the other goal umpire what's happened.
This is a ridiculous sport.
Yeah.
It really is.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's just like the sport that Brandon and I love. The ball goes in the goal, and you know the ball's in the goal.
Yeah.
Well, unless you don't know.
Yeah.
Unless you miss, then you get a
Well,
point for that.
Luis Garcia versus Chelsea, but we'll talk about that at a different time.
That's a ghost goal.
That is
Yeah.
a ghost
That
goal.
went across the line. It was a penalty anyway. Don't worry. I find AFL just a bit, and it's probably like it's like Southern Australia thing, isn't it? Like South Australia, Melbourne, like Victoria.
So like Victoria and
Tasmania.
South Australia, like
It's huge.
rugby league isn't played in Adelaide. I don't think that might have changed, but like rugby league isn't a
It's not really even a thing.
sport played in Adelaide. Like it's all AFL. And Melbourne's the same. Rugby league is now in Melbourne, but like
Yeah, the Storms have been there for like 20 years or something, I think.
even talking to like Dan Rigger, because he's from Melbourne.
Yep.
And him saying like his whole, no matter where you live, there's an AFL club in every suburb. And it's like parents are talking to parents like, oh, like it's not like when are you going to send your kids to school? It's like when are they going to start playing footy? Is like that's the culture. And so in Sydney, that's probably not as prevalent, and it's probably
It's a lot more divided in Sydney
Yeah.
compared to Melbourne.
and as like AFL, Channel 7 did a thing. I think AFL was the most popular sport in Australia by viewership and participation, but you wouldn't have a clue that was the case if you're living in Sydney, because soccer and rugby league are so strong.
Yeah.
Which is, it's like the whole niche category. It's like, oh, your kid's playing AFL? Like, what's AFL? Like, it's for rugby league people and soccer people that, like,
Oh, I watch one game a year, and it's the grand final, and I normally enjoy it a lot. And
I
I
don't
go, I
mind
should
go-
watch more of this.
I don't mind
And then
going to a
don't.
live game of AFL.
Yeah.
I enjoy
yeah.
that.
Like, it's a 360 sport.
Yeah.
So, like, that's kind of, and watching it live is like, you can see the forwards are about to do something because
Yeah.
the ball is slowly getting towards them. Whereas
Yeah.
like rugby league, it's straight line action up and down.
Couple of lines moving around.
And soccer's, like I think with offsides, that kind of ruins the excitement. Like,
Oh, that's such an AFL thing to
like
say.
long bomb down the line to an open man, 1-on-1 with the keeper would just bring
Oh my gosh.
scores. Like no more 1-0 rubbish. Like sit there for 95 minutes.
Just means that means more, bro.
It's the tension. It's the tension there for where you're going to score or not.
Yeah.
Too much high scoring. And why do you get a little bit of extra help if you missed?
Well, and so grandma, one thing that she always used to say was like, Jairus, if you ever like work for the AFL, she always said that if the player taking a set shot told the umpire that he was aiming for the post, it should be like 10 points.
Okay.
So if the player then kicks it and hits the post on purpose, they should be rewarded for the accuracy. And I was like, yeah, grandma, I don't think that's ever going to...
He's called it.
They're never going to do
for
that.
a 10-point.
Yeah. Did he even? Yeah, they've been like, did he tell the kid? Like, then they'd have to mic players up.
Well, yeah, it's like, did he even tell the ref? Like, it's just, yeah.
What did he say to the ref there? Oh,
like he said
in amongst the swear words, it's like,
yeah,
you're just like, you know, how they in AFL, you know, how they grab the Guernsey and then punch someone in the chin, do that, and jump a punch. You just do that to the ref. I told you. So that's what you've got to look forward to if they change the rule as a boundary umpire.
Yeah. No, they'll stay clear of me.
How far do you run as a boundary umpire, do you reckon? What does your Strava say?
Average this year was probably 16 Ks a game.
That is a lot.
But it's like different games have different sort of, like it's different games use different energy systems. So like there's games that it might be first, last, and you can predict that, right, ball's gone up, the ball's going right. And so you're just constantly moving up and down and slowly, whereas like probably the hardest game I've ever done was the elimination final in Prems this year. And that was with 4 of us, so 2 on each corner or 2 on each side. And
does that mean you go to halfway, like from the post to the halfway, basically?
Sort of. Like you kind of have a 45-metre elastic band around you, and so you kind of move up and down the boundary line on that elastic band.
You have to stay within 45 of
each other, so like the ball comes between you. You can both see it.
Okay.
And that was 2 hours of just stop sprint. And so that was like 17 Ks of just like stop for 3 seconds, gas for 120, stop. And that for 2 hours was like, I got to the end of that and I was like, yeah, okay.
Do I want to do this anymore?
This is what AFL is going to be like.
Yeah, like if that's, and then
like
imagine what AFL's like.
Then we've got a lot of work to do. Yeah, like it's a weird, and it's a niche, like it's such a niche thing to someone to be like, this is what I want to do when I'm older.
I run around a curved line.
Yeah.
For fun.
And half of it backwards. Like, it's just like, but I love it. And so it's one of those things that the identity formation of who I am, it's just on top of the running has been one of the things that's just fallen into place. And
how does those things stand out? You're talking about your identity. How does those things stand out in stuff outside of church, do you reckon? So like you've talked about school. I'd love to hear what it's like. You said you had a couple of Christian mates at Endeavour. You just finished in Endeavour. And you're boundary rider. So I was going to call you boundary rider. Your AFL umpiring stuff. Obviously your mum and dad, I'm sure, are stoked that you're a Christian.
Yeah.
So what's it like outside of home, outside of church, about being a Christian? Because I'm interested to ask similar question that we asked Emily on the last episode, is like, what's it like at your age? So you've got like things like smartphones and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
How do you think you stand out as a Christian in those realms?
Yeah, like I think it's me being a people person, like the interactions that I have with others that might stand out to them more than anything because I'm different, but I'm a different, like it's just I behave differently, or I like
make different choices.
What are you doing on Saturday night? I'm going to church.
Yep.
Like those, like little things, don't necessarily make people Christians, but they kind of just pose a thought of, okay, that's different. Like, and more often than not, there's no real, like, you might get asked, oh, why are you that? And you go, oh, well, Jesus changed my life, and give them a brief, like, 5-second thing on how that happened. But more often than not, it's just like, oh yeah, sick, whatever, see you later. But I think it's living true to that, and like that routine of Saturday night, late night, youth, Friday night, those sort of things makes Christians probably stand out a bit in today's society, and the kind of might pose thought on some people and it might not on others. But like I think that like boys at school know that I'm a Christian, and so sometimes they just won't ask if I want to go out on Saturday because they just know, and like that's fine by me, and I don't have any like offense or
feel left out or whatever.
Take any offense by it, because it's like, yeah, cool, like you guys can do what you guys want to do, and you guys know where I'll be, and like if you want to come to late night, you're more than welcome. Like it's that sort of relationship that I think like even Hudson would probably have the same of, like if you got some mates that aren't necessarily Christian, but like they're not gonna not like me or not want to hang out with me because I'm a Christian. It's kind of you can just, I wouldn't say it makes relationships, like you don't deepen those relationships with others, but it kind of adds a bit of individualism to me, and like they know that I'm a Christian, and so it's a bit of one day one of them might be like, hey mate, I want to come to church, or I read the social media, like I saw this Instagram reel, and it was a Bible verse, and so can you tell me what that means, or can I find out more about this? Like it's that sort of thing that, hey, might happen in the future, but it also might not. And so just like, I think if I just stay true to who I am and don't change how I behave around others or around like non-Christian mates, that probably has a bigger impact than some people realise. It might not be an immediate impact of, oh, you're different, I want to be like you, but kind of the consistency of
a commitment to
being a Christian, and the commitment that you have to your faith, I think over time, like running, can change people's lives, because like for some, I'll always be a Christian, and so it's like 20 years time, like it could be an Instagram message that's like, hey, I'm thinking about going to church, you're the only Christian I know, and it's like, well, sure mate, let's go. Like there's
come on down,
no like second thought or that might not be for you, because it's like it's how I live my life and I love it. And so I think that's probably today's world, the social media and the behaviours of young people with like just, I don't know, what people think is cool these days, will have an impact, not immediately, but me living true to my faith and that sort of stuff, might pose questions on others and get them to reconsider how they're living their life, but it might not, and that's okay.
Do you think the coolness thing that you're saying that people pursue, like, is there some emptiness to that, or is there, like, what? Or are people just pursuing stuff and not really knowing the consequences?
Yeah, like I think it's everybody's got their own identity, and everyone's working out who they are in the world, and so it might just be they haven't figured it out yet. And like I pray for people and pray for like good mates that aren't Christian, and one day God might reveal him to them like he did for me, and I can just keep being me and not change anything in how I'm living, because if they know that, hey, Jairus is a Christian mate that I can go to, well, I'd prefer to be that than Jairus is the Christian mate, but changes how he acts with us because he wants to fit in.
Yeah, I think that's pretty key.
And so, like, living like that will probably spark a conversation easier or quicker than living not like a Christian.
I think also, like you saying, like the commitment and consistency of doing youth on Friday,
Yeah,
church on Saturday and late night, and they already know, well, we're not going to ask Jairus.
yeah,
Like, it reminds me of like my family, like, oh, you're going to church on Saturday night. Like,
yeah.
I've been doing that for 13 years at Sorrel Bible, and earlier before that at Gomir.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, actually, it's not a flash in the pan thing.
yeah,
It's going to be, it's core to who they are.
yeah,
And I think there's something like maybe that I'm getting from what you're saying about your mates is they see that they actually respect that.
yeah,
Like you said, you could just adapt to how
Yeah.
you want to, like how you could look in a group or whatever. But to stand out and go, I'm actually, this is something important and I'm committed to, is that's how I want it, not like there's a certain amount of respect in that. I don't know, maybe Braden can articulate it better than me, but I'm feeling like, and the reason I say that is sometimes is how I talk to my son about it, is like, yeah, don't change your faith.
yeah,
And I'm really proud of him because he's done things like telling people he's a Christian up in front of class and stuff like that. But also the fact that I think that, yeah, people actually respect it to a certain degree because you don't change on it.
yeah. And I found that, like, moving schools particularly helped that, and probably, like, yeah, you kind of get hit with I'm actually really different from moving to a Christian school to a public high school that's got, like, my year group when I moved was 4 times the size of like the old school. And so it was like, yeah, some people you might never actually meet or talk to that are in your year group. For the kids that are, like, it's you're different, and if they accept that, well, that's cool, and like it's all good, and there's going to be no real dramas, and if they don't, they don't. But it kind of, I'm an anomaly in a group of 30 guys. It's like, which was half the size of my year group at the old school, and so it's just like if it takes me and one other to be different, well, then so be it. And if I miss out on parties, or I miss out on like birthday dinners or whatever it might be, because I'm at youth or because I'm at late night, like, it doesn't mean that I don't care or I don't like want to be there, but it's like no, this is how I'm living.
Yeah, and people are never going to think it's important to you if you don't act like it is.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people respect you, and if you show that it's a key part of your identity, then hopefully
Yeah,
that respect will transition over.
yeah, certainly.
I actually remember your mum telling me a story, like not when she did her chip lunch, but saying that you came home from a party that you went to one night and you're like, oh, so many of them just need Jesus.
Yeah.
And I think that is, again, you standing out, just going, oh, guys, there's so much more.
Yeah,
Like what you're pursuing now is, I think like you growing up in a Christian family, it was like, it took me longer to get to that point, for example.
yeah,
But it's just like, oh yeah, there's just so much more, something so much more richer and deeper and available to you.
yeah,
And that we don't, I think sometimes is like, I'm frustrated. Like I want people to know this.
yeah,
And I suppose that's probably part of what you're saying there as well. I was just going to ask you, one thing is that speaking of your mum, she shared a very heartfelt story about how you came into being in the world.
yeah.
I was just wondering what your perspective is on that, because like you wouldn't have known any different,
No,
right? But I'm just interested to see what you thought about that, if you're willing to share.
Yeah. And it's probably like, for mum and dad, starting a family for them was really hard. And they, struggled heaps, and like it was a long process for them to have me, and then Zach and Elise wasn't any easier. And so, like, for them, like, like mum and dad tell me, and like there are people that like go to Adelaide and like people that were at mum and dad's church when we go, because like mum and dad's best mates are church pastors at the church Clovercrest, I think is the church's name in South Australia, in Adelaide. And so like we'll go if we're in town, and like people will say like, oh, like I prayed for you, and I prayed for your mum and dad, and it's like that impact of a Christian community, even though like mum and dad were living in Sydney, and they were having people pray for them in Adelaide, in their church that they grew up in, for me to come into the world and for them to start a family was something that I don't think I quite appreciated until I actually became a Christian. And then like mum and dad, like even mum this week, like Wednesday after I finished, like she got emotional because it was like 18 years or probably 20 years of unknown struggle, hardship.
Yeah.
And something as simple as finishing the HSC was like, no, but you're a young man and you're an adult now, and like everything that mum and dad went through for me to be sitting here was no easy feat. And I don't think I'll quite grapple with how hard it was ever, because I didn't live it, and it wasn't me in the face of the hardship. I was just the prize at the end of it, if you call it that. And so, like I listened to mum explain it on the podcast, and like it does kind of sit with you and go, yeah, wow, like God did work a miracle. And the $5 that she found on the train, like the reoccurring thing of like, this is either crazy luck or it's God just highlighting himself to mum in the time of suffering and hardship. And so, it's a cool story and a cool thing that I'm a part of that mum and dad can share forever, and heaps of people know the story and like knew the suffering and the hardship that they went through. And so to kind of be a lived memory and a happy memory of like, hey, God answered and here it is. It's something that's pretty cool, and
still parallels with what you've been telling us today, though, is like different struggle.
Yeah. But the
And then
same.
God revealed himself.
Like I'm sitting here and wouldn't be probably unless of God's work. And so, I can thank God for that. And also, thank mum and dad for like loving me, keeping me grounded, and like helping me become the man that I am, or the young man that I am. Like,
oh, you can take man. Don't have to say young. Don't preface with young.
Like,
you're a man now.
And I think, and I'd probably say that I'm a bit mature for probably other 18-year-olds, because of like the opportunities that mum and dad have given me, Zach and Elise, as young children. Like, we went to a Bangladesh wedding and I would have been 7. And so like these experiences that we've done and been able to do because of mum and dad's hard work and love, and kind of them being like, hey, this is how the world's living. And like we've been on crazy holidays to countries that it's like countries that you probably, or holidays that like, I don't know, any other person that's taken their like 7 and 5-year-olds to Sri Lanka and taken them on the trains and like taken them to the like slums in India, and that kind of picture at such a young age of this is people's realities, to kind of when you come back home, like keeps you grounded on like got to do the dishwasher, or like some of the things that some find so catastrophic, it's like I don't find them as catastrophic because it's like, well, I've seen the harsh realities of other people and like the suffering that they are in every day. And so like, yeah, I'll always be grateful that mum and dad have given us the ability to travel the world and see things that, like, yeah, which probably moving schools was, I don't know if I would have been as aware as I was if it wasn't for the holidays and the learnings of like the world, because it was like just the behavior of peers was like, you guys have no idea. Like it was like you guys are just like, I've seen it. And so it's like you guys just are carrying on like clowns because you've got no clue. And so it was just like it was a frustrating thing of like, kind of like the going to a party and being like, these people need Jesus. It was like no, you guys just need to go and see the world. Like it was one of those sort of tricky moments that I was just like, everything inside me was just like, it was driving me crazy because it was like, you guys just don't get it. That's okay. But I'm going to lose my mind because like God is good, but there are so many people that don't have God. And so are suffering and don't have hope. Like it was like people that just are living until they die, and that was their life, and then they're living in this struggle of begging or sitting on this, like sleeping in the streets. Like it's just something that was so awakening to like me, Zach and Elise, and yeah, it was a harsh reality and something that was probably terrifying at the time. And like you'd walk down the streets and there'd be like paraplegics living in under shelters, in lying on cardboard, and like just that image of like, I can remember them, and it's just that shock of wow, like if you had Jesus, well, you'd probably be heaps happier. But this life that is so tough, you'd have a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. And I think a lot of people don't have that light or the hope of eternity, and so can get stuck in the world in the moment. And I think, yeah, like that's Soul Revival's always been good in, for me at least, just prefacing that no, there is a light and there will be eternal life, and like that's something that we can all look forward to whenever our day comes. But like when it comes, you're going to live life in heaven, and that's something you can look forward to rather than something you can fear or like be scared of. It's like, well, no, it's a good thing, and it's something that we're all going to do together. And like that's probably was part of the like me becoming a Christian, was like the two of you, Hudson, people like Ross, like these people that are like, they're looking out for me, they love me, I love them. Like it's a relationship that is strong, and it's a relationship that will remain strong forever, which is a crazy thing to think about. Like it's ridiculous and like seems like it's can't be true, but it is. And so that's like one of those weird things that you have to wrap your head around, but it's like no, this is going to be really good. It's just going to be a bit of time until you get there. And so like that hope of everything's going to be good and life will be good is something that I think, yeah, mum and dad have helped us realise from a young age that like life is good. Yes, it sucks sometimes and like you go through hardship, but like at the end of the day, this is what you can look forward to. And right now, I'm living better than 99% of the population globally. And so it kind of puts things into perspective of, right, I'm not living like this and I've got this that I can look forward to. So life is pretty good. And like, yeah, keeps me calm, keeps me level-headed. Yeah, it's a weird...
When are you writing your next youth talk? Because I think you just did one. That's great.
It's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
But it's something that like people can get on band with and jump on, because
you say the bandwagon, is it?
Just get on the bandwagon.
Get on the bandwagon.
Just be a Christian, bro. And it's going to be all good. And it's like there's nothing really then to worry about. Obviously, life has its worries and like your hardship. Like live that, and I'll continue to live it. But there's always a little bit of hope, and there's always a bit of like I can always put myself into a circumstance of like, hey, like Jairus, pull your head in. Your life isn't actually that terribly because of the blessing that mum and dad have been to me and Zach and Elise, and that's something I'll always be grateful for, is them wanting to show us that, and making the effort and working hard to pay for the holidays because they're not cheap, and to give us that experience of this is what the world is, because that has kind of helped level my head. You'll have to ask Zach and Elise if it's leveled theirs, but for me at least, it's like it gives some perspective on life's actually good. And there's not too much to fear because, yeah, God's good and like life's okay.
This is why I said it's a good youth talk. Like,
you live it in the Shire.
Yeah. But I think like that's what I was going to ask you about. That's why I brought up this, like youth leading is something you've started doing relatively recently. It's been going for a while, actually.
Yeah. Well, so I finished, so you finish year 10 and you go to late night and you can start light leading in year 10, and I was a lone wolf in youth group for probably, all of year 10 and then the end of year 9, because Heath got a job and he was stuck working Fridays but was going to a youth group equivalent with boys from school on a Saturday night, so their late night at that church was invited for year 10 and up, so like he was in there and then he was coming to church on a Saturday night. And I was just like, it's just me, might as well jump on. And the relationships that I'd kind of built with the boys in the younger year groups that have just finished youth, like Vinny and his gang, that there's probably 6 or 7 of them that aren't Christians and don't come.
I'm not going to even respond to it.
Don't come to church, but like they're coming to late night now, and that's sick. Like
that
it's
cool.
And I'm not going to take credit for that, but like it's like if I can be a difference in 2 of their lives, or just be someone that is relatable, and that was something that I always found was going to like another youth group or a square one camp. There are some leaders that can be a bit intense and like throw it all on you at once. And I was like, if I put myself in back to what I was when I was 14, and I was like, I'm hearing that, I was like, there's no way I'd be a youth leader, because it would just, like, I'd just freak out and be like, nah, this is too much. And going. So it's like the trying to live in a Christian way that is then relatable to some. It's like, hey, I'm doing the same things that you're doing, but I'm still here every Friday and Saturday. Like it's okay. Like it's not actually as intimidating as some believe it to be. And so I think I've found that, that group of year 10s that are all now coming to late night, it was like they don't actually come to church. They come for late night, and then it was really cool to see that 2 of them last week were there for church and dinner, and then
Cool.
they went with Vinny. Then the rest of them rocked up, and so it's like, if that's the two that I've left an impact on, well then that's great. And then there's 5 of them that you're not going to call them a project, but like
work in progress.
they're a work in progress. And it's like the fact that they were still coming in year 10 every Friday night and now coming to late night every week is something that's pretty exciting. And like me and Hudson had a feud with one of them, Ethan, and he'll love that I've just name dropped him because this is going to be his 20 seconds of fame. But like he came the first week of youth of the term and was like at the end of, like it was the water fight was the last night, and we did this whole thing of like this feud between me and Hudson and Ethan was just this, like it kept him coming back every week. And so he'd come back every week just to remind us that like the last week of term we're going to get it. And we were just like, oh, whatever, mate, like just riling the rivalry. And then like the last week of term, he rocked up with like 4 extras, like water guns strapped, water balloons ready to go. And it was like that night I was like we've got him. Like he's here.
He's bought in.
And he's bought in to an extent that like I was playing table tennis with him for probably an hour and 20 minutes 2 weeks ago at late night. His friends had gone home and he was just there and we were just playing table tennis. And it was like just this relationship that he's 2 years younger than me, but like he thinks I'm cool and that's enough. And so like I love it. And so it's just like it's those sort of the little wins by being a youth leader that I
and always being there
probably found was the most rewarding. Was like I was at youth with him when he was in year 7 and then year 8, 9 and 10 as a light leader. Like I wouldn't say I'm a leader, like that's Ethan, Braden. And just to be someone that like is 2 years older and can be relatable. And I think doing youth by myself brought that, because it wasn't like on a Friday night when I'm at youth.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with my mates because I didn't really have any mates. And so it was like making relationships with like those kids or those boys was something that like, in the last few weeks I've found the most rewarding, seeing them all rock up to late night.
Yeah, totally. It's because you've been present. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's the same with my youth leaders. Is the camera on you has just gone off. It might have overheated, but the presence of being there with youth crew is what's the coolest thing. And
like I've loved youth leading with Hudson and Eli, and like me and Hudson are good mates, and I don't think we'd be mates if it wasn't for leading on a Friday night and then hanging out on a Saturday with these boys, because it's like they're coming to hang out because they know that, hey, Soul Revival is a great space for them to be a part of, and they're going to be loved and welcomed with open arms, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, right.
And so that's something that I've found is probably the most rewarding, and is why I'll keep youth leading until, I don't know, make the AFL, and can't do it on a Friday night because I've got to do a game. But until then,
I've got to run backwards.
I'll be sticking around, because it's a cool thing to see kids grow in their faith when they don't even realise it.
That's the key though.
That's kind of what I've like. That's been cool to see. And who knows?
Final question for you is: it's been fun looking over, like, you're only 18, but we've looked over some big parts of your life and how you became a Christian, and getting baptized is such a key moment for you, which is awesome. What would you tell your younger Christian self?
Get Dad to invest in crypto.
Oh, crypto. Get on the
You're taking
crypto.
the Back to the Future
the crypto and like the Tesla stock.
approach to this question of like stealing the betting book.
Probably like life's hard, and so you can either embrace it or run from it. And I think early days, like before I like those lockdown years, I probably was trying to run from it as best as I could and couldn't. And so it's like,
Whereas running actually led you there.
yeah, whereas actually, yeah, running actually led me there. And so it's like, if I just embrace it and know that God's got me, then yeah, everything's going to be fine. Like, it's a pretty simple way that I think of it is like, life's going to suck and it's always going to be hard. But I know that God's got me. And so when I'm struggling, that kind of little hope in the back of my head, or the affirmation of coming to church on a Saturday and I might have had a terrible week or terrible few weeks, but knowing that like Braden will give me a hug, or like, Joel, you're down for a chat whenever I need one. So it's like,
I'm down for a hug too, just so
yeah,
you know.
like it's like,
He's a hugger.
yeah,
I am a hugger.
it's like just those little things of like, in the suffering,
Yeah.
there are people that love me and God's got me. And that's kind of been something that I've learnt the last 3 years of like post-baptism, the doing life and doing the HSC. And like, I think people put too much stress on the whole HSC thing. Like, you got to try and you got to do your best, but like, it's not the end of the world. And so like just knowing that it's going to be okay, and that was probably something that I didn't believe sooner. And so, yeah, if there was one thing that I could tell my 12-year-old self before I started year 6 was, hey, the next 5 years are going to suck, but it's going to be okay, because on the 7th of November 2025, you'll be telling Joel and Braden all about it. Like, it's that sort of like, just endure the hardship. And that's probably something I've learned with running is like, you might start a session in the first set, you're going to struggle and you're going to struggle for the next 40 minutes, but you just got to get through it. And once you get through it, well, you're done. And so it's just that same principle applies for life. And so just get through the struggle and you'll make it, because God's got me. And so it's, yeah, just staying true to those simple affirmations of just, hey, it sucks, but God's got me. And keeping life as simple as you can and not complicating things when you don't have to, I've found have been really beneficial in chaos.
I think there's a lot that we can take from what you said there too. I think it's really important that we remember that, because there is a lot of chaos. I think you're right. And I think that Jesus provides a lot of order we can always come back to.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good point to make. And it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the podcast. The free Jairus.
Free Jairus.
Free of the cage of education system. And I'm really glad you came on. I'm really glad we got this timing right, because I've been asking you to come on for a while. But
I think the first time you spoke to me about it was like the middle of last year, and I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. And it's just been, too busy. You're a busy man, Joel. You're just hard to...
You were at school. That's the issue. You're not at school anymore. That was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's, I'm really glad. The timing works really well. Hey, just see you later. And it's perfect now to see what you do in the next era of your life, is that you've worked really hard, and you deserve what you get, because I think you have worked really hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Just,
what if you did the whole time of an AFL game running backwards, like no running forwards?
Well, I did. No, like when I started boundary umpiring, I was getting like severe knee pain in the back of my knee, and I couldn't put a pin on what it was or what. And Mum tells this story to everyone when they ask, "Oh, it can't be that hard." Like, it's like, and it's, I was going to the physio twice a week to just alleviate this interior knee pain that I couldn't work out. And it was like, the physio was like, "Oh, can you run backwards for me?" I was like, stupid question, but sure. And it was because of running backwards that this knee pain was occurring because my body wasn't adapted to running backwards. And so now pre-season will 6 weeks out before the season starts, start doing backwards strides to kind of get the body ready to run backwards at full pelt, which
get the mind right.
like doing that at an athletics track will look silly. So I'll just like do it at a quiet park where there's no
Come on, you're not fully committed, so you gotta do it in front of Sylvania Athletics Track.
Sylvania Athletics Track doing 200s backwards.
Oh,
It's just,
yeah. Why is that guy running in reverse? Am I rewinding?
He put his pants on backwards.
he put his pants on backwards. He's got his shoes around the wrong way. It's just like
Brandon, final words, my friend. Wrap it up for us. Wrap up the chips.
I'm so proud of you, bro. Like, as someone who has had the great pleasure of walking with you the last couple of years, I'm just super proud of everything you've done, whether it's been school or church or youth leading. I think, like you said, like once you kind of made up your mind, and not that you hadn't made up your mind before, but since you've been baptized, especially that being a marker point in your life and post COVID, you've just been turning up, and that's like 2/3 of the battle is just like turning up. Like you said, with running or anything, it's just that first step of, well, I'm actually going to be there.
It's a process.
And then God's going to do what God's going to do from there.
And I think that was cemented like this Easter. Like Zach and Elise got baptized.
Yeah, they did.
And another one of those core memories of your Christian walk is I will always remember walking out in the river with Stu and baptizing my brother. Like that's
Cool.
Something that I'll always remember. And like Zach's a very quiet person and is not as people person as me or Dad are. And so that was something that like I'll always remember, will always like cherish is, and he asked me in such a silly way. Like it wasn't like I remember I got Greaves and I was like, hey Greaves, like I really want you to baptize me. Can you baptize me? And I was in the car. I might have been driving home from training, and Zach just messaged, can you bring your board shorts tomorrow? And I was like, what are we swimming? Like I was just like, I knew what he was.
Going?
I was like, and he was like, nah, just bring your board shorts. And I was like, okay, like sick. And
That's
he was
how
just
brothers
like,
communicate.
and he was like, can you baptize me with Stu? And I was like, I'd love to. And that was something that, yeah, like being present, and I guess if that's then being a role model for him, even though he won't admit it, was special, and something that I guess looking back on everything was like, hey, maybe like this is where I'm belong, and this is how my life is, and it's great. And then to be a part of that for him was, a very special Easter Sunday. Sunday we go to the river?
Yeah,
Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
It's been awesome having you on, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time. It's been a lot of fun. And it's, again, why we do this podcast. See how Jesus works through other people's lives. So it's been fantastic.
That's good. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks for coming on. We'll say goodbye to everyone who's been listening or watching. Sorry, we've had a bit of a camera malfunction at the end of this, but who wants to see me anyway? But it's been awesome, man. And we'll finish with a one way. So thank you. And one way.